Mother mosquito! Woo. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Son of a gun! Ooh, you're just out of my reach now. Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Conrad, this is ForgeSpace, and this is my garage. Today we're back out here working on my 1986 Porsche 944. Last episode we got this TransAM one-piece hood mounted up on here. It is all secure, it's all done. Well, or is it? We actually are gonna make this road legal. So we gotta get headlights on it and the corner lights. So that's what we're gonna be working on this episode. Stay tuned. So today we're getting started with the headlights, and I have shown these in the past. This is the headlight bucket right here. This is the clear lens for the top of it. So first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and take this protective film off here, put some blue masking over it, which is low tack, it won't stick to it. And then we can mark up exactly where our headlights are gonna go. So I'm gonna start off this side, so I gotta grab the other lens, and we're gonna mark out the perimeter on both sides, and that way we can get everything measured up and ready to cut. In the meantime, we also have the 3D printer running in the background, getting ourselves some little mounting plates that we're gonna epoxy to either side, front and back on the hood interior facing, and then we're gonna epoxy some tabs onto the side of this where we can screw it down and get it all mounted up. Alright, so the next step, we're going to go ahead and take these off, and then let's take them off. So we got good lines all the way around. Now we're going to double up. I'm going to use our masking tape. I'll protect the surrounding area. So, what we'll do, mask it all the way around, and then from there, we're gonna cut on the very inside edge of the Sharpie mark. And then any refining, straightening of the edge or anything, we'll hand sand, hand file that as necessary. Alright, so tomorrow morning, first thing in the morning, when it's still nice and cool outside, we're going to go ahead and cut those pieces out. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to use the angle grinder with a cutoff wheel just so we get a big old swath in here on the straight edges, and then we're going to come back in with the die grinder and then use the fine point cutting wheel and cut out the rest of the corners and stuff. So let's get started. have our little mounting tabs. They're just 15 mil by 35. They're just little blocks. Got 6 of them for each one. And we're just gonna scuff them up and then epoxy bond them to the bottom.
It is hot as hell out here, so I've been trying to keep inside as much as possible. So we got about 1/8 of an inch on each of these mounting blocks protruding. That's gonna let us seat the lens directly up against it. So we'll go ahead and put our lens temporarily in here, block it up, tape it in place, and then we can take and start mounting the bucket on the backside and epoxy some tabs onto the side of it to hold it in place, mounted from these tabs.
Alright, so this bucket right here is gonna sit. Oh no! Oh, I gotta shave it down. Crap. Just gotta shave it down on 3 points, here, here, and here.
Soon after.
Alright, so now that this sits in here good, we can go ahead and do the same thing to the other side. Alright, so for our mounting tabs, we're gonna go ahead and we have this 3/4 inch, 1/8 inch thick aluminum, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it into little 1.5 to 2 inch strips, and we're gonna put a bend in each one of those. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this on here, take and use a chisel and just punch it through on each of these and just get a bunch of these done. We need 2, 3, 4, 5, we need 8 of them. Okay, so now we're gonna put a hole in each of these, and that way the epoxy has something to penetrate through onto the other side as well and bond down better. Alright, we got this all scuffed up on both sides. Let's go ahead and bond these down. Alright, so we'll go ahead and let these set up. Got them all bonded down. Once it's all cured up, we'll be able to come back with chopped fibers, do a little bit of overlay, make sure it's nicely embedded in there, it's not going anywhere. Then we'll back drill all of these brackets for the holes and pin them down.
The next morning.
So, it is bright and early, and we are gonna make some noise because the backside of these brackets is cut out. Backside of the buckets is cut out, but the backside of these guys is significantly larger. So we need to open that up. You can open it up so that way when we put this guy in here, it will actually
sit flush on there. So we need to go pretty much out another 1/8 of an inch on the top and bottom, and then go all the way out to the edges right here. So we'll do that real quick. Alright, next up here, we got these all carved out. The headlight fits in there. Just gotta put these in place. And we gotta back drill all these holes to mount it up. Now here's what we need. We have these mounting holes right here. So we need a bracket that goes and basically like a C-clip goes from here and pushes it up against that, just hold it in place. Alright, so while I'm gonna be bending up those brackets, we're gonna take and we're actually gonna fiberglass this down, because after I looked at it, I saw that we don't have to take and pull the bucket off to change the bulb out or anything. So we can just slide it in and pop it back out. So we'll take and glass the entire buckets in, and that way while I'm bending this up, it's already curing. So we'll do that. So right now I have 4 of these brackets. So this is the upper side, and then the lower side, well, upside down, but so this is the upper, this is the lower. And then these bolt on right on the back side here. These bolt on right on the back side right here, just like that. And then they will hold it pinned in place to the fixture. So we have 4 of them. These bolts are M5 by 0.8, I believe. So let's go ahead and install them on there. And then later tonight, once it gets a little darker, we can test out what the lights look like. Alright, so we went ahead, installed it, we got our lights in, everything looks good. We're just going to clean up a little bit of the spraying, and then I'm going to take some gel coat and then just color this in with a gel coat just to seal it up. It's all going to be completely covered with a headlight lens, so I'm not too worried about it. It's just so it's covered up and sealed up on the inside. Last couple things we're going to do on this episode. We're going to install some turn signals. So these little dot guys that we used on the reverse trike, we're going to install those right about here. And then we're going to have to do a small wiring harness that's going to go just on the hood, and it's going to be affixed to the hood with a quick disconnect right over here. So that way we can just reach in the wheel arch, disconnect it, and then pull the entire one piece off. So for this, we have a 6-pin connector. These are the cheap watertight seals. So we need 6 wires. Brake, left turn signal, right turn signal, brake. Daytime running lights, left turn signal, right turn signal, low beam, high beam, ground. So that's our 6. So let's pin this out. All right, and just for reference, I'm gonna write this out right here. So on the pinning, there's one that's separated by a notch right here. That's pin number 1. And they're also labeled on here so you can see, maybe see this. There's a 1 right here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so number 1 is going to be our ground since it's separated out. 2, left turn signal. 3, right turn signal. 4, low beam. 5, high beam. And then 6 is going to be DRL, daytime running lights. So like I said, first thing, let's install that light. So for installing the light, we're going to go in, I don't know, probably right here, that way it's on the corner. So let's go kind of high on this. Let's go 6. Ran out of daylight yesterday, not doing too good today, already starting to get dark, but I'm gonna see if I can get some more of this tidied up. So as you guys saw, that's all done on the one piece. We just got to fasten everything down. There's these little double tape twist ties. So they're little squares with a little twist knob on them. We're putting it on the bottom of that, get it all pinned in place for the wire. Once that's done on the hood. All the electrical's done. Next we have to do the same thing, except right here with this wire mess. I gotta peel this back a little more and see where I did the splice, because this red one right here and this yellow one feed from the same wire. So I just backtrack it, then do a single wire out, or cut this off, cap it. Either way, I got to get it to a single wire for the headlights, low beam. And we have our high beam. We have left turn signal, right turn signal in here. And then I gotta pull the body harness portion of this out as well, because we have our alternator wire, and we have for the coolant switch right here, and then we have a pair of grounds, which once again we're gonna do another ground coming out and then bolt them both down somewhere, probably right here on the radiator, since that's all tied back in. So next time around, we'll be tackling the rest of this wiring and getting all the rest of it snugged away. So as always, thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Definitely come back, like, share, subscribe, do all that. See you.